From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, June 18th. We are starting out with some storms this morning. In fact, AES is reporting around 3,000 customers as of 9 a.m. without power because of storms we've already had. But what's headed our way this afternoon has us in a Storm Track 8 weather alert morning. Here's meteorologist Tara Hastings with more.
Our severe weather risk for this afternoon, a level 3 out of a level 5, and we could see between about 1 p.m. and 10 p.m. And I know that's a large range, but we're watching a line of showers and thunderstorms that'll move through. Damaging winds, main threat, along with some intense rain, but an isolated tornado and large hail not completely out of the question as well. That level 3 enhanced risk, the orange across the entire state. Showers and storms on Futurecast will develop around 1 p.m. west of us in Illinois and then move across the state. Thinking by about the evening commute, we'll look for this line to move across parts of Indianapolis, and then it will move off to the east of us and should be out of here, out of the entire state by about 10 o'clock.
And tonight I stand by the words that I shared in my statement that Joe Hogsett must resign and the leadership of this council needs to step down as well so that we can move forward with fidelity in implementing change and establishing a culture of trust and respect for all city workers and our constituents in the city of Indianapolis.
A fourth member of the Indianapolis Marion County Council is calling on Mayor Joe Hogsett to resign. She also wants a change in Democratic leadership. Krista Carlino's new comments further fuel controversy over the investigation into former Hogsett administration Chief of Staff Thomas Cook. Carlino contends party leaders limited the probe. News 8's Danielle Zukoski tells us Carlino spoke last night after the council committee heard from people saying they experienced harassment while working for the city government.
Members of the Indianapolis Administration and Finance Committee heard from people bringing forward allegations of harassment and assault from within the city-county government after last week's explosive full council meeting.
This chance to speak came after a council meeting last week where Council President Vop Osili removed Lauren Roberts for attempting to speak longer than 2 minutes. She is the first person to bring forward accusations of sexual harassment against Thomas Cook, a former top Hogsett aide. A proxy spoke for her, a second Cook accuser, Caroline Ellert, and a new man who submitted a statement about civil rights violations he endured while working for the Department of Public Works.
The message I received from the council president was clear. Even in public forum, your voice can and will be silenced. He knew the cameras were rolling. He knew Indianapolis residents were watching. And still his actions made one thing plain. Our concerns aren't valued. Not if they disrupt the status quo. Not if they call out power.
Investigative Committee Chairwoman Krista Carlino gave a speech at the meeting where she implied that other people in positions of power tampered with the scope of the independent investigation.
In January of this year, it became clear to me that the scope was limited to just Thomas Cook. And in a meeting with General Counsel, I asked that she print General Resolution 41 so that I could point to her and to the language not being indicative of any individual's name being named.
Carlino says she lost her job within 90 days of taking the role as investigative committee chairperson, only going as far as calling that a coincidence.
The next full council meeting is July 7th at 7 p.m. Councilors are expected to take up a final vote to approve the funding needed for the investigation. I'm Danielle Zukoski for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Carlino did not name Council President Vop Osili when talking about limits on the investigation, but she blasted him and Council Vice President Allie Brown for how they handled the chaotic council meeting last week. Last night, Osili issued a statement saying, "In no way did I have any personal influence on the scope of the contract with the law firm that investigated misconduct in the Hogsett administration. To suggest that I did is not only false, it is an attack against my integrity and the values that I hold in every aspect of my life." Councilor Brown also says she did not limit the investigation, saying she too is a survivor of sexual assault. In a statement, she says this entire spectacle is an exploitation of my pain and a mockery of serious issues. Krista Carlino should be ashamed. The man seen in a viral video of an arrest over the weekend is now calling for the officers involved to be fired. IT-Mate's Cody Fisher talked to that man, getting his side of the story.
Scabbed round spots are a reminder that this happened to Devin Hunt.
They do hurt.
A swollen, busted lip is a souvenir from what happened after police got him on the ground.
When I was on the ground, he pushed my head towards the ground.
IMPD says Hunt's arrest happened after they came over to break up a fight between Hunt and someone else. Hunt says that is not true.
There was not a fight. If anything, it was just words being exchanged.
Hunt says that situation was over with by the time officers got involved.
Everybody is dispersing. Y'all, the police officers, y'all late now. At this point, y'all late. So, and everything is done. Everybody walking away.
In the viral video of the arrest, it's difficult to hear exactly what was said between Hunt and the officer, but Hunt claims the officer did not give him a normal command to walk away.
He didn't give an order. He didn't say walk. Like, just give me an order.
Right now, IMPD is conducting an internal investigation to determine if the officers did anything wrong. While that is going on, they will not be releasing the body camera video from those officers. Hunt is sharing his story in the hopes that it doesn't happen to anyone else.
I would like to see their badges took. I would like to see them never work again.
Right now, no official charges have been filed against Devin Hunt related to this incident. Reporting downtown for IT-Mate, I'm Cody Fisher for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
New overnight in the Middle East, intense new volleys between Israel and Iran. Dramatic video in this morning from CNN shows what Iran says are its defense systems intercepting Israeli attacks. Other images show the aftermath of the airstrikes in Tehran. Israel says it's repelled a smaller-scale missile strike from Iran. President Trump's newest comments, though, on the conflict are raising international concern. Trump is calling for Iran's unconditional surrender and says America knows where the country's leader is and implies killing him is not the current plan, but is a possibility. In sports news now, things are heating up between the Indiana Fever and the head coach's former team, the Connecticut Sun. A couple of on-court battles are overshadowing a big Fever win last night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. First happened in the third quarter. The Suns' J.C. Sheldon poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. Clark pushed Sheldon away. Then the Suns' Marina Mabry and Tina Charles pushed Clark to the floor. The refs gave a flagrant one foul to Sheldon, then technical fouls to Mabry, Charles, and Clark. No one was ejected. Then near the end of the game, Sheldon was driving for a layup when Sophie Cunningham fouled her hard. That led to fighting between players, eventually involving coaches and security trying to break it up. Cunningham, Sheldon, and the Suns' Lindsey Allen were ejected. The Fever did win the game 88-71 to clinch a spot in the Commissioner's Cup championship game on July 1st. After it all, Fever coach Stephanie White talked about Clark's technical and blamed officials for the chippiness between the teams.
There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. You know, I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better.
In a pool report after the game, reporters asked the crew chief why she gave Clark a technical. Referee Ashley Gloss said after the foul by Sheldon, Clark reacted in an unsportsmanlike manner towards Sheldon. As for the Pacers, the three most important letters this morning in the NBA are MRI. The results of a test on Tyrese Halliburton's leg may prove pivotal in the Pacers' push for a championship. Halliburton hurt his calf early in Game 5 of the finals. He managed to come back, but by his own account, did not play well. Immediately after the game, Halliburton insisted he would play in Game 6, but the team has not said if that will happen. Tomorrow's tip-off at Gainbridge Fieldhouse is set for 8:30 p.m. The WNBA is offering a way to win tickets to next month's All-Star game in Indianapolis. You will have to do some work yourself, though, to get them. The league says it's holding a statewide scavenger hunt. Organizers say it'll play out across 17 different cities in the state starting later this month. Hunt spans all corners of Indiana. You have to sign up to be a part of it. Email and social media clues will point to a certain spot. First person to get there and then answer the question correctly claims either tickets to the 3-point contest and skills challenge or to the All-Star game. Registration is open now. You can go to wishtv.com to the As Seen On section of our website, and you can find that link to register. Let's go to Jane King now with your business headlines. She starts with retailers feeling the pinch.
And a lot of this has to do with kind of a lot of buying ahead of tariffs, and then we pulled back in consumer spending in May. Retail sales especially fell at the auto dealers, gas stations, and home builders. Now, home builders' sentiment is close to a pandemic low as economic uncertainty lingers. Well, in recent days, some energy facilities have been hit in both Iran and Israel. And even though key oil and gas infrastructures have so far been spared, oil and gas executives are worried. The CEOs of Total Energy, Shell, and Inquest all told CNBC that further attacks on the critical energy outposts could have serious consequences for global oil supply and thereby prices. Now, the recent attacks are being seen by oil traders as the most significant geopolitical event since Russia launched the invasion of Ukraine in 2022. And Breyers, a popular ice cream brand, has voluntarily recalled one of its products due to mislabeling and undeclared allergens. Now, specifically, it is Rocky Road ice cream that was placed in a chocolate truffle ice cream packaging. The container does have a Rocky Road ice cream lid on it, but the actual bucket of it is the other. Now, the federal agency says the tub could contain tree nuts, particularly almonds. So this could be harmful to people with nut allergies. And Lilly and Company venturing further into heart care. It's buying gene editing startup Verve Therapeutics for up to $1.3 billion. The companies will partner to develop one-time gene editing therapies to reduce high cholesterol in people with heart disease. Well, stocks slid yesterday. Hopes are dwindling of a quick resolution to the Iran-Israel war. Now, U.S. markets will be closed tomorrow for Juneteenth, and ahead of that, we're flat for the start today. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
This is deadline day for 36 countries. The Trump administration says they must commit to security changes or face a travel ban. 25 of the countries are in Africa. The State Department says the countries must commit to better vetting, documentation, and citizenship status for people heading to the United States. Once they agree to the conditions, the countries have 60 days to follow through. If not, they would be added to a ban, which currently includes 12 nations. White House says President Trump will sign an executive order sometime this week, giving TikTok another 90 days to either sell or be banned here in the U.S. The law went into effect in January, but Trump keeps extending the deadline for the video app's China-based parent company to sell it. CNN reports that TikTok has now become a bargaining chip in the tense trade talks between the U.S. and China. The app has 170 million users in the U.S. Here at Wish TV, we are in our final push of the Great Pasta Push. We are taking in pasta donations with second helpings to help feed the hungry. Go to wishtv.com/pasta and see the many locations where you can donate pasta or just give money online. Second Helping says pasta is easier to cook in bulk and can make many meals. That's why we want to get those donations. If you're giving money, $7 can feed a family of 4, and the need is even greater in the summer. That's what Second Helping says. This has been your News 8 Daily. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.